It is Tuesday, the day that we answer the call, and we're certainly on your side and getting some answers when it comes to dealing with the severe circumstances and the severe weather we've seen recently in parts of the Arklatex and some severe flooding in some parts of Shreveport recently. Now, according to Louisiana State Police, those driving in these conditions are sometimes neglecting to use your headlights and some other things that may not only not keep you safe under the circumstances, but also could be against the law. So joining us in studio is our good friend, Trooper Eddie Thomas with Louisiana State Police Troop G. Trooper Thomas, great to see you as always, my friend.
Good morning. Thank you.
So let's jump right into it. We certainly don't want to be out on the roadways when we have the weather like it has been, especially all the rain. We saw some images of some cars on Uri almost being swept away by what was a road. Now it's a raging river. Let's just, in your opinion, how do folks even deal with something like that if you're out there and that rain starts coming down so hard?
So when we drive in inclement weather, the number one goal is visibility, especially at night or in heavy rainfall. So we want to make sure that the motorists understand that as soon as the rain starts happening, two things need to occur. Number one, turn your headlights on. And number two, they act in simultaneously with your windshield wipers. Even more so at night. We have a lot of motorists that ride around and they drive around after sunset when it's dark and they have no headlights on. And so we want to make sure motorists understand that between sunset and sunrise is when headlights need to come on to increase visibility, not only for them, but for other motorists to see them as well.
So don't get to the point where it's completely dark outside and you're like, oh my goodness, I got to turn my lights on.
So absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
Do it at a good time.
So we want to make sure that they understand that headlights are the priority when rain happens, headlights and windshield wipers.
Okay, fantastic. Now, one thing kind of surprises me, I see it every time when the weather gets awful out there, are people that use their flashing lights. Now, you may do it. A lot of people do. In fact, a big majority when I was out there, but I always remember the words that you've told me before, is that you don't want to do that. Tell us, for those that it may be a common practice, why that is not a good idea.
Absolutely. So, hazard lights are exactly what they are. They are used to warn motorists of a hazard that may be ahead of them, like a downed tree in the roadway or water, deep water that that you can't traverse safely. Or it could be you're broken down on the side of the road and you need to pull over, turn your hazard lights on to alert other motorists that you are fixing a problem with your vehicle and they need to move over or slow down to allow you room and safety to work.
Now, you touched on something very important there. I'm going to quiz you here because these are all things I've seen firsthand. So when you're dealing with severe weather out there, it's pouring down rain, you're driving. I see a lot of people pulling over on the side of the road and turning on their flashers. Is that a good idea?
Well, and a lot of people who do it, they have the best intentions. And when we're always going to be on the side of good intentions because some people may have the intent to warn other motorists. So if there is a hazard in front of you or that they may want to warn motorists of something going on, absolutely pull over to the side of the road, turn your hazards on, because what it does to other motorists is it causes them to take action. They slow down, they pay attention. We want people to pay attention, especially if we have downed trees, deep water where areas may be flooded.
Sure.
And people may want to drive into those deep waters, and my suggestion to them is don't do it.
Yes, good example. Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of seems like if folks don't get off the roadway enough, they could be making themselves the hazard, correct?
Absolutely. We want them to be safe. If you find something like that, find an alternate route. And of course, alert your local law enforcement to where these hazards are so that we can take the necessary action to get the roadways clear.
Fantastic. Now, if the weather gets bad, you guys are still out on the beat. I don't know LSP when you guys aren't out there somewhere. So you're still there to help people even in the worst of circumstances.
We are always here. And of course, as always, we want to make sure the public knows that if they see any hazards in the roadway or they want to report hazardous driving, contact us, star LSP, star 577. We are always available and we're ready.
Fantastic. And that's why we are answering the call with one of the best. With Trooper Thomas, thank you for your time, sir. And appreciate everything you do to keep our people safe here, especially for National Law Enforcement Week. All of our, thanks go out to you and your team there at Troop G.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you all.
All righty. And if you happen to have a question for Trooper Thomas or this segment answering the call, you can email us to pressreleases@ktbs.com. Include a portion of your question right there in the subject headline. And keep watching every Tuesday as we get those answers for you. It's all about keeping us safe. More to come on KTBS 3 News right after this.